and welcome back to Keith and Paula's Pond Build. So on the last update that I posted on the 17th, I did an update about what we've been doing on the pond project and stuff. This update is about the koi that we have and some issues that we've been experiencing. So a few weeks ago, well, probably about a month ago now, Mo, the butterfly koi that we had a lot of mucus on it, wasn't happy. I wasn't confident on doing scrapes, so Andy at Derby Koi and Graham and Bisley came and visited and showed me how to do scrapes and things and what to look for. We found one trick which wasn't really active and a fluke which wasn't active over two fish, and I did some water tests, and the ammonia, well, the nitrate, I think it was nitrate, was a little bit, not too high, but you know, it was not brilliant. So we did some water changes. So, and then I put in some tablets, the what they're called, I'm trying to remember what they're called now. I put in some koi pond refreshener things to help improve the quality of the water, because I feel that Mo was ill because of the nitrate, basically. Zircon aquatic, that's the thing. So I put that in, and for a week he seemed to pick up and he seemed to be fine. But then a week later, like literally on day 8, he was literally upside down and not, well, we lost him. And I do put that down to the water quality, the reason why we lost him. And then we've not really, I've been like looking out for issues because I knew that there was fluke present, so I've been looking out for flicking and flashing and things like that, as you do. And then Keith woke up at the weekend and he was like, oh. There was a dead fish in the corner of the pond on the floor, and he pulled it out, and he initially thought it was red because of its size, but it wasn't red. It turned out it was Psycho. And to be fair, Psycho is a fish we've had. I bred him from a fry, from when I imported some fry. So it's really gutting to lose him because he is one of the originals and he was a real character. He would come up and chomp at them, but he showed no signs of being ill or poorly or having an issue. So I was kind of scratching my head a little bit. And he also had a massive hole on his belly. Now, there was no redness or soreness around it. It literally looked like somebody had just took a bite out of him. So I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't scrape him or anything, because we didn't know how long he'd been dead. So that was that. And then we know Steph, the Akamatsuba I got from Kyle, she's got excess mucus. Tango has got a little bit of excess mucus on his forehead, just here, kind of thing. And the ghost koi I got from somebody in Leicester, beautiful fish, has got an issue with one of her fins. So I thought to myself, do you know, over all the years of keeping koi, we've never had issues like we have at the moment. You know, I've kept koi for years. Keith's had koi before we got together. I never ever had issues like we've got at the moment. So Monday we were going to do a bit of koi check-in basically, but the weather was shit. So rather than coming out here and spending time in the garden, Keith went and did a job that he was supposed to do on Wednesday, so he went and did it on Monday instead, and I went with him. And we got home, because we went and picked something up on the way back, and probably got home about 6:30, and Keith came out to check the pond straight away, as he always does. And the first thing I heard him say was, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And I just thought, what now? And Pennywise, who was a kahaku that he went and purchased from, he actually went to purchase some pipe for the pond and came back with this beautiful fish, because we'd lost Cupid. For those of you who followed the channel, you will know we had a Deutz kahaku called Cupid because he had a heart on him, and we lost it, and Keith went and fetched this pipe, and he came home with this big massive kahaku from Nigel at Derby Koi, a Yishikikoi kahaku. And to be perfectly honest, this fish has been beautiful. Never had a problem with it. I can actually show you in the video that I've uploaded on Monday. You can actually see Pennywise swimming around in that video. Looks nothing wrong with it, and looks absolutely healthy. And I'll put a couple of clips in here. So yeah, got home on Monday and he was on his side. Really wasn't sure why, and we netted him up. And I haven't taken photos because it was totally brutal, but he looked absolutely battered. His white was all red. It looked like ammonia poisoning, but we know it's not that. So, because we know the water's fine. So, fucking hell, it was just so hard to, do you know what I mean? That's the first fish that Keith's purchased for this pond build. So to see it struggling, you know, I was proper stressing. So I'd been speaking to Andy at Derby Koi, and do you know what? That guy is a godsend. Your knowledge, Andy, is second to none. So all I'm going to say is, in this hobby, it pays to know people who know the shit, and he knows this shit, trust me. Because we've never really experienced issues like this. It's all kind of new to us, so research and talking to people and learning from their knowledge is a massive thing. It really is. But from Pennywise being like that on a Sunday, coming home Monday to find him sick, Keith went to work at 6 o'clock Tuesday morning and he was still alive. I got up at just after 7 o'clock on Tuesday and he was gone. So that just shows you how quick that your koi can digress so quickly. Within 36 hours we'd lost it. Now I've done some scrapes. I did scrape Pennywise and found some trick. I also think I might have Chinadella. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. Basically, I think the lesson learnt here is we got the pond up and running and everything was fine. And we wanted some nice big fish in there to be able to sit and enjoy and relax. And I think what we've done is added too many at once. We don't have a quarantine set up as such. Now, from things that I've been reading, is that people, if you haven't got a quarantine set up, the best course of action to do is do a salt bath on anything new that you purchase before you put it in your pond. And I think that's definitely something I'm going to be doing moving forward. we purchased, well, we went and bought the Akamatsuba from Kyle. I bought 2 butterflies and 2 sterlets from Scott. We've lost the butterflies, but that's down to the size, and they've gone down the bottom drains and sadly lost them. So that's another lesson learned about what size fish to put in here. We went and purchased a ghost koi from somebody off the East Midlands koi group in Leicester. Lovely bloke, beautiful pond, beautiful place where he lives. To be fair, his garden is massive, and if that was me, I'd, Ibrahim, build that pond. Forget what your missus says, just build it. Because awesome place, and the ghost koi that we got off him she's beautiful. Went and picked up the other Akamatsuba that I won from Colby Koi's auctions for a £5, which was a bargain. Even though the cost of fuel to go to Sheffield to collect it has cost us a little bit more, but that's fine. That fish is beautiful. We bought a Chagoi off eBay off somebody not too far away, Harry. Beautiful. He got it from Quenikoi, so I know it's a quality fish and it's a nice size, so we got that. And then Keith found another one, beautiful Jinrin Achiba. He bought off eBay again, and it turned out to be Reefer Acratics. And I said to him, when he showed me, I was like, that's Jack. I was like, come on, that's Reefer, that's Jack. So we got there and spoke to the lad who was working this, and he actually rang Jack up when we were there, and Jack was heading off to the airport to go away, but he actually came back to the pond to say hello. So thanks for that, Jack, appreciate it. So we've got that. Although since we've had that, it sleeps on its bloody side. It's a weird fish. It since we've put it on the pond, it's constantly on its side. So a bit of a weird one, that, but it is a nice fish. And then I joined a grow and show with Kyle's group from West Mids Koi, and went and picked that up. So we've put a fair few fish in here over a quick amount of time, and the scrape that I did on Pennywise, she's definitely got parasite, definitely had, absolutely riddled, was absolutely riddled. Now, I'm not up on parasites. I've been researching, I've been looking, and I'm not sure if it's trick or Chinadella. I can't, it's just, or it might be both. So I went, we've got sturgeon in our pond, so we've got to be careful about what we put in. And I think maybe this channel might become a bit of a sturgeon special, what to do, what not to do kind of thing, because you know, there's certain things you can and can't do when you've got sturgeon in your pond. So you cannot add formalin, you can't add acroflavin, for example, which is one of the treatments Andy at Derby Koi recommended, but he wasn't sure whether you could use that with sturgeon or not, so he asked me to double check, and I have double checked, and you can't use acroflavin with sturgeon. So I was hunting around for some pond salt yesterday. I managed to find some somewhere about 6 miles away, actually, Staunton Harold Nurseries. There's a place called Waterworks, and they're normally quite expensive. It's quite a posh place. If I'm not posh, but you know, it's quite a posh place. If you've got money, that's the type of place where you go. But they had some in. They had a 25 kg bag for £22.95, which I thought was quite reasonable, because that's the kind of same price you'd buy it off Amazon. So nipped up there and fetched that. So my next task now is to catch a couple of the koi and give them a salt bath. Now the dose that's been recommended is 3 ounces per gallon, which works out at 3 grams per litre, which is normally, if you're going to do it over a long term, you would isolate your koi in a separate pond and do a 0.1% change salt addition, and then add in another 0.1% on day 2 and another 0.1% on day 3 until you've got that 0.3, and you'd add it gradually to get the salt, to get the koi used to being with salt. But to do a salt bath where you want to do a quick cure, do it at 0.3. I mean, I've read things and they say do anything between 10 to 30 milligrams per litre, which to me that seems a bit harsh, so I'm not going to go to that extreme. I'm going to go by what Andy's told me and do the 0.3, and just you stay by your koi and make sure they're okay. You just need to make sure that they're okay, because some will be able to handle it, some won't. So I'm just going to do that now. I don't think I'm going to video it because I'm still quite new to it, and I just want to concentrate on doing that basically to make sure that the koi are okay. I'm going to scrape the koi before the salt bath, and then I'm going to scrape it again later on today after it's had the salt bath, just to see what difference it makes, and to help people out there like ourselves who've had koi for a long time and probably never had issues. And if you've got sturgeon in your pond, salt's probably the best thing to use, to be fair. So I'm going to go away now and do that, and back in a bit later with the results. Okay guys, so I've literally put 25 litres of water in here, 25 grams of salt, dissolved all the salt, made sure it's proper oxygenated, and this is Steph. This is the Matsuba I got from Kyle. As you can see, well, I don't know if the camera is going to show it up, but she's got so much mucus on her. She's got these little lumps on her head. And she is riddled with parasites. I scraped her yesterday, and I think it's Chilodina, because it didn't have the little walky hairs like what Trick do, but she was absolutely riddled. So she's obviously stressed about something, so she's now having a 0.3% salt bath for 10 minutes. I've literally just put her in. She seems to be doing okay with it. A lot of people say you need to do a 0.6 or 10 milligram per litre thing, but that mark on her head is quite worrying. So I've got some propolis, which I'm going to pop on her with a clean paintbrush, which again was advice from Derby Koi. I'd never have thought of doing that. He's a diamond, he is, that guy. Absolutely, his knowledge is absolutely stunning. So I've got that, which is, oh no, I'm not going to leave her, so no, I ain't going to show you that. I'll get that out in a bit. I just want to stay next to her, make sure she's okay for 10 minutes, and then what I'll do later on is take her out, give her another scrape, and see if these fucking parasites that have given her this issue have disappeared. I've already given the ghost koi that we got from Ibrahim in Leicester a salt bath earlier. I don't know whether you can use the same salt bath, so I did Google it, but there's nothing quite definitive, so I emptied that one and done another. So literally this water here will not go back in the pond. It goes down there, down into the sump, and out the drain. And then I put fresh pond water fresh salt, dissolve that, next one gets a bath. So rather than using the same bath, I think that's probably the best thing. Don't know if that's right or wrong, to be fair, but she's such a beautiful fish. And I think she's also got an issue with her fin, which I don't know if we've got fin rot or something, because a couple of them have got issues with their fins. But she seems to be coping with this salt great. Obviously you need to keep it proper oxygenated, so that hence the air bubbles and the air stones. You're gonna be fine, ain't you, baby? Because mummy's gonna save you. Yeah, she's a stunning fish. So I'm gonna come back in a bit, because obviously she needs to be in here for 10 minutes and I don't want to video that for 10 minutes. Right, so I've now caught Pearl. This is the one that we got from Jack at Reefer. This is the one that constantly lays on her side. She's also got an issue on her eye, as you can see, which I wasn't aware of till I just caught her. So, you know, I'm really quite concerned about what's going on in our pond at the moment. These blemishes on them, that's not normal. So this is the thing that I've got with my little trusty paintbrush, which has never been used on anything. So I literally just put some on and then just dab it in. Andy did advise me to get something which I haven't got at the minute, which is, I think it's called Tramid. Okay guys, so you know, experiencing issues, I've just been messaging Derby Coy. Andy, thank you again, because I was really stressing about that on her eye and what's on her belly. So as you can see, the water's got a bit of a green tinge to it at the moment, and she's still in there. And I've just literally dabbed some of this on her wounds, so on her eye, and then I turned her upside down and I dabbed the two wounds on her belly with that and the paintbrush, basically, to help. But I think the next course of action for our pond is to help prevent any more issues, is get the sturgeon out. So the pond, fiberglass pond thing that Keith purchased for the bog filter, I think we're going to set that up down here, put the sturgeon in, give them a salt bath to make sure they're parasite free, and then treat the pond for, I'm pretty sure it's Chilladina, Chinadella, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what it looked like. Steph was riddled with. I'm going to scrape, since she's had the salt bath, I will scrape her again in a bit. And to be fair, Pearl's had a longer than normal salt bath because of these sores on her. I'm hoping that bacterial infection hasn't gone internally and will heal, because if it's gone internal, then you know it's too late. But yeah, so that's where we are at the minute. So I'm actually going to leave her in here for half an hour. I upped the salt to 0.6. I'll do a scrape before I take her out and see what I find from there, and then go from there, basically. Shit, I guess. I'm experiencing the same problems that everybody else is at the minute. Seems every man and his dog's got issues with parasites and fluke or whatever. So yeah, I'll come back to you in a bit. Right, so I've now caught another few. This is the chagoi that we got from eBay, which is a cranny koi one. You can see the red in his fins, so there's something not right there. Water quality is fine, so it's definitely nothing to do with ammonia. And Michael, the black and white Becco, has got, look at his nose. So again, more issues to deal with. Honestly, Jesus, I've just put some of this on it. He's got a sore on there as well, which I knew he had a sore on his side, which is one of the reasons I took him out. But flipping heck. So, well, I actually went to catch Michael and ended up catching the chagoi at the same time, so I thought, sod it, I'm just going to give them both a salt bath at the same time, I might as well. So that's them pair in here for 10 minutes. Right, it's all going on today. Had loads of stuff, there's loads of things gone off, but with regards to fish, as you know, a couple of them have had issues, but I do believe I've got that sorted. I haven't put any treatment in the pond. What I have done is, because we've got sturgeon, you have to be careful about what you put in the pond, is give them all salt baths every day, 3 days in a row, and treated any antibacterial wounds with aquaflavin, and I've got some tamidin now, so and they all seem a lot better. And now this has just turned up, which is the Hyatt Sori, which we got from Colby Koi when we went to pick up, I don't know if I'll be able to find him. We went to pick up the Akamatsuba. We found this beautiful high Matsuba, so I'm just gonna get her out. She's a girl, so I'm just gonna get her out and float her for a bit. So I'll show you her in a little bit. Yeah, so look at these pair of beauties that have just turned up. Absolutely stunning. She's Himatsuba. She's really stunning, and a scalation. She's probably a little bit stressed from travel and stuff. And I can't recall what this one is. I don't even know what it is. I need to message and find out. It's one that we won in a raffle thing. Awesome. Bonus. Right, so I'm filming from in here because the music's on outside. The new fish are now outside, and we've also had some spawning bushes turn up because they're floating around a bit. So Keith's just put them in over there. So yeah, hopefully the fish are all happy and healthy. And that's it for this episode from them. 2 more new ones to think of names for. So yeah, that'll be great. I'll stick a couple of little clips of videos in of what they are after this. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, why not? Give us a thumbs up and see you next time.